Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo.
Yo, what up, Steve?
What up, Rook? What's going on?
How you doing?
Fucking awesome, man. Fucking awesome.
Let's
It's
get
it's my mom's
every-
birthday today, so I'm very happy. I just had lunch with her. Spending time with moms is always the best. So started off the day really good.
I love that. Happy birthday to your mother. I hope she had a great one.
She's 79 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, and
We
she's
love to hear that.
yeah, it's like I told her like at the like after we were singing happy birthday to her, I'm like, Mom, in 51 years you will be at 130. So you have and then that's when like you can maybe be in a wheelchair. So we got 50 more years to just live life, experience, love, laugh, enjoy, and let's like carry on this incredible journey of life. So she's just so awesome. She's just so spirited.
I love that. What did you get your mother for her birthday?
I mean, it's like for me, I just always give her all kinds of things. So it was like the gift was a Tesla, but
No way! Hey, let's go!
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep her up with the tech. You know what I mean? I haven't got her to use self-driving yet, but one step at a time.
That's pretty fire, and we absolutely love to hear that. I know that you got her like a serum too, and some mutants back then. Like that's why I was asking, because I know you get your mother some fly gifts.
Yeah,
it's true, no?
Like the cool thing about my mom is that even though she's 79, you think like as you get older, like the stereotype is that you get more stubborn, but she's so open-minded. And I'm like, Mom, you got to get into NFTs. She's like, what's that? Like, look at these cool JPEGs. Like, oh, this one looks weird. Like, she's just so open-minded, and
I love. Does she like your JPEG? She likes them a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, like the last one we got was a skeleton doodle. So that was
good stuff.
You got your mom a skeleton doodle?
Yes, it was like the floor skeleton doodle. So it's like, Mom.
Oh yeah, just a floor skeleton doodle. Yeah, nothing. Probably nothing, right?
Casual.
Can I be your mom for one day, like honorary mom? It's my birthday on my birthday. Like September 7th,
Hey, Farouk, remember you were out clubbing in London, and I minted you a mutant for you. You got some friends up here.
You've always had my back, Blau, and welcome, by the way. GM, how you doing?
GM.
What's up, Justin? How you doing?
Steve, I love Matt. Matt showed me a little preview, and it is so freaking incredible what you're doing. It's unbelievable.
Yes.
And it's
I'm so proud of how far all of this has come. Like from March last year, exactly a year ago, pretty much, to now. Like, dude, like how far?
When was the first Aoki drop? When was the first Aoki drop?
March
7th, I think. March 7th.
7th last year. Yeah.
March 7th with Farouk, and I don't know, very, very healthy group of people in Clubhouse. It was. I mean, that was a hallmark moment for my life. It was a big deal. I mean, that was a week after you did your crazy. You did your like insane
11.
Like, what? Justin just broke over 10 million, and like I couldn't believe that.
But one of the things about Steve that everybody in this room should know, if they don't already, is he just loves all types of collectibles, physical and digital. And he was actually the first artist back when I started kind of revisiting NFTs in 2020. Steve was the first person I called. I'm like, dude, this is exactly up your alley. And he didn't even hesitate. He was like, I'm in.
So, Blau, I thought you were going to say, you're so respectful because, like, Steve, we talked about this the other night in the Timepieces Discord, and it's like, there's a term for what you just said, Blau, which is like, Steve is a huge hoarder. Right?
No, I mean, he is a big collectible guy. So
I know I call myself a hoarder. Yes, I'm a hoarder, but I am an organized hoarder, which I call an organized hoarder a collector.
You
and it just, I mean, like I think a lot of us in here, Farouk, you're absolutely a hoarder. You're like,
I am
I
an
know
organized
you
hoarder.
you're an organized hoarder.
You know what? I am an organized hoarder, but I think it comes with the nature of an NFT degen. Like we were all hoarders of something. I hoard sneakers. We all hoard certain things, and but at least now when you hoard NFTs, I mean, hey, it's kind of easier, right?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
there's a term for that in NFT land. It's called diamond hands, right? Farouk is a
Yes,
hoarder.
not Keith hands, diamond
It's
hands,
right.
and
That I'm a
so
discarder. I'm a discarder. That's what I get. I get called paper hands and noodle hands by Farouk all day.
yeah, he's the only
Before
person I don't like self shaming, but only Keith Grossman and only privately on text. And so yeah, but yes, so even I'm happy Blau brought it up. I was waiting for the room to crowd up so we can get to that. But Aokiverse, big fucking
Yes.
day, y'all, for you guys, and the Steve Aoki and your team. I mean, we were talking about March 7th. I have a screenshot of March 5th. We're doing this NFT chat. And Paolo was like, yo, let's host Steve. Here's Matt. And I'm like, okay, what up, Matt? And Matt's like, all right, let's go. And then Steve's like, okay, let's get on Clubhouse. And then whatever else happened. And I think we're here on like our 15th spaces together or more. I don't know. But I love it. It's just tradition at this stage. And so here we are, a year later. Steve stayed in the space, always kept dropping dope stuff, and then brought some more utility to his community. And I think that what we're about to talk about today is going to make you, I think, one of a kind, for what you're doing, and mixing the physical and digital spaces by bringing something totally new that I think a lot of people that have a large following and whatever are gonna hopefully replicate and also build, because it's quite impressive. It's Aokiverse. So Steve, what is
Yes.
Aokiverse, sir? Talk to us about it.
Yes. So Aokiverse is exactly that. It's a exclusive membership community that it's not just about, and it's not just about combining the physical and digital, which is the basis of what the rewards are, right? Because we have like different tiered structure in the membership platform, which looks like once you get a credit, you get a passport, and then you can tier up with different rewards. But what we've been doing, what we've been building this out in the last, since what we did in March, and learning quite quickly in the past year, is kind of bringing like the whole party with us, and it's not just about stuff that you can get access to, but the communities that are very much all synced and working together. And through the last 10 months, all these amazing communities from different projects, and from just learning the space and investing in the space and collecting in the space, um, we have all kind of like are holding hands now in the Aokiverse, and that's like the whole point. It's like this. I look at Aokiverse as like the start of a multiverse. So we're starting here with a membership understanding, and then we're bringing in. That's why it's such a big deal of pre-saling in with all the NFT holders from all these different communities that have supported, what we're doing, what I'm doing, and what we're going to be building out in the future together. So, like you, of course, Farouk, you were the first one to launch us in Clubhouse and introduce what we're doing to the masses. Blau is, the person that got me into NFTs. So Justin's been there as a guiding light for me and my team since like spring 2020, when I started looking into it in the summer. And obviously like the Doodles camp to Samurai Cats camp to like newer camps to older camps to all these different groups, and allowing them to jump in. And what I love about that is that you have a very diverse, very dynamic group of collectors of different worlds and different interests of why they're jumping into the membership, and we're all kind of we're in this together, but in like very much I want it to be as diverse as possible. So it's not just from one group, but like 20 different groups of people that we work with. So yeah, it's really exciting. obviously is very exciting. It's finally we're about to launch, so it's kind of like, it's much larger than like an album release, or much larger than a big project we're working on in music, because it's encompassing everything, and being attached to so many communities.
I love that. So a multiverse,
Yeah.
a place for everybody to get connected. I know that you're holders, because I just did it before coming here, on AOKiverse.xyz, and you don't have to spell it with the 0 and the 1, just Aoki, AOKIVERSE.xyz. They can already claim their NFTs or tokens, and go through the process if they were holders of yours previously. And then there's the different people that had access to certain projects, thus the allow list to get on, then probably a public one. But do you want to chat, maybe Matt, because you're here too and you work with Steve closely. By the way, this clone is literally perfect for you, because that's like a copy paste. Was it like custom? Okay, it's like, this guy got his custom made clone. Like, he looks exactly like his fucking clone. But but Matt, maybe, or Steve, but if you want to talk to the process of how you made this possible, and how people are going to be able to enter the Aokiverse. Oh, did he get rugged?
Did Matt just get rugged off Rug
Dude,
Radio? This
rugged on
Matt
Rug
got
Radio.
rugged.
He deserves a POAP.
Classic.
Was
Let's
that on purpose,
go.
Farouk, or was that a real rug?
That was a real rug, bro. Hold on, he's back.
wow.
I thought his feelings got hurt because the bald head, but I think he
I
was
got
rugged, but I'm back.
Matt,
Farouk, remember that?
Just in
this
time.
has happened to Matt all the time. Every time he's on here, it's like
Matt.
Every time Matt is here, I think the last like 4 spaces, the guy literally had to listen in the audience. You're always
shit.
rugged.
This time I saw the rug coming and I just left the moment it wouldn't let me unmute. Like not even
Wow.
worth trying.
Did you hear about my Clone X comment?
Yeah, no. If you look at my Twitter, I posted today the Web 2 me versus Web 3 me. It's like the same photo. Just one of them looks like
I know, I liked
I did a filter.
That was so funny. Oh, by the way, I should totally. I mean, if you guys have do you guys have a tweet I can pin? I totally forgot. Let me just pin something. I'm seeing. Okay, the Aokiverse thread on Steve's Twitter. I just pinned that. You guys are gonna see it in a couple of seconds. There's always a little delay. But Matt, I don't know if you heard what I was asking, but if you maybe want to talk directly to like, how do we enter this Aokiverse? I know for the holders it was a possibility today, and the rest tomorrow. But in general, like, what does that entail?
So there's 3 ways to enter the Aokiverse. So the main way overall is right now what's happening is you get a credit. There are ERC 1155s, so you get as many credits as you want, and then on February 22nd you can trade in as many credits as you want to for a passport to the Aokiverse. The more credits you trade in, the higher the levels. And if you go to like aokiverse.xyz, or if you look at Steve's timeline on Twitter, you can see the different levels and the different rewards. Everything from a ticket to a show and pre-sale access to NFTs up to like be in a DJ booth with Steve, make a song with Steve, make a one-of-one NFT with Steve. There's a whole ton of rewards. But the way you get the credits is kind of the critical piece. So right now, all of the Aoki NFT holders that have been with us for all these months, I guess,
It's these years. It feels like years.
it definitely feels like
decade.
years.
It really
Oh
feels
my
like
god,
a
this
decade.
shit flies, man. All right, keep going, Matt.
Yeah. So basically, all the Aoki NFT collectors, first and foremost, we wanted to reward them. So they got their credits for free. There was a snapshot taken yesterday afternoon, and right now they're already out there minting them and getting theirs for free. And then they have all week to do that. And then starting Saturday, we brought in, I think Steve mentioned this, all of our we call them partner communities. So basically, it's like Doodles, Oniforce, Doge Pound, Fanta Bear, any community that has supported Rug Radio, yes, Rug Radio, 88 in a Circle, Blau collectors, anybody who's been a part of this journey, we want to make sure that their community got pre-sale access first. So on the 12th, which is this Saturday, the pre-sale will open, and that'll be the first time to buy a credit. And then anything that's left over on the 15th will be sold. There's a total of 25,000 credits being distributed, and then we're holding back 25,000 to be given to everybody as rewards. Which is without getting too far into the future roadmap. There'll be lots of ways
you can get free credits as we go, attending shows, getting merch, joining Discord. We're going to be able to, Steve said this, we spent the last 6 months building all the functionality. So a lot of these, and this is no disrespect, most people launch their NFT projects and, they raise a lot of money and they use that to deliver on the promises they made. We had the benefit of, having Steve's touring career and Steve's own income to essentially finance all the building of all the community tools. So when that passport gets minted, within a few days, it's going to be functional.
And by the way, Matt, to your credit and to Steve's credit, I think that you guys have built the most comprehensive portal for Web3 community members to interact with an artist that I've ever seen. Of course, I've been working on Royal stuff. If I wasn't working on Royal stuff, I would have been trying to probably do something along the lines of what you guys have built. And I really think, Steve, that you're the first to kind of build this infrastructure that supports, real world and digital evolution of your biggest collectors and biggest fans. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, we should give a lot of credit to the guys at Manifold, Richard Wilkins, Taka Ver, the whole team there. They spend months building this stuff. We talked to all kinds of companies that like, how do you token gate Shopify, and got all kinds of crazy answers. And a lot of people have been trying to do it, and it's really difficult. Manifold built it from scratch. How do you token gate ticket sales to shows? We've been working with companies to build that out. How do you tier it so that certain members can get more tickets or get better access? Like that just takes a lot of time, and Lord knows we don't have the brains to do it. But Manifold has been building it all, and the goal is that it all exists through this one portal. It's all been done, bespoke, and hopefully down the line we'll be able to share this with other people to use as well.
This is so exciting because this stuff that we were talking about like back in March, and everyone was like, yeah, art is going to do this and that. And it felt like it's going to be so far ahead in the future for NFT community. And here it is, finally coming to life through Steve's drop. This is so exciting.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, this is it's extremely exciting. A ton of work. I mean, it's one thing to put an idea to the test, another thing to actually execute it, which is what Matt's saying. So yeah, big shout out to Manifold for putting it together, and it is trying to be exactly what Justin's talking about. Like how do we make it as comprehensive as possible? Luckily, we've had a lot of friends. I mean, like you said, like all the different people that are part of the allow list or part of this journey to actually help compound and make this so comprehensive. Learning from Bobby and the Hundreds camp of what they're doing and how they're doing the digital side, learning on what community is from Farouk. I mean, I learned so much by just listening to Farouk and what he's doing, with Rug Radio, even previous to Rug Radio, what Justin's vision was like. Just like there's all these different people. Fuck Render's vision, Pox, poet, pages to poets. A lot of these are all kind of just as we like learned and grew with all these different communities, being able to do as much as we can with one portal, because essentially that's what it is. It is by definition a community membership, but it's a portal to start to evolve into something much larger than just a membership. What will look like in Sandbox when Aoki's Playhouse opens up, because that's going to be like, you're going to need a passport to get into Aoki's Playhouse, and we're going to start, and I am definitely saying things that are a bit early, but that's going to be something that's like very, Roblox C3.0 related, that kind of world. Like, what will that look like? There's a lot that's going to go interplay in on the meta side. Clearly, the real life, just like what Matt's saying, we've already built it out. We already have, previous to COVID, I was touring around the world, and as I think about that, I think about the worldwide NFT community. I think in large part there's a lot of Americans in here, but when I think about what Jay Chow's doing with Fanta Bears and all the Chinese collectors, and touring in China, there's like, I love the synergy of bringing the world together. That's why I love EDM music, because EDM music essentially does that. Justin understands that too. Like when we go touring, we connect with so many people Doesn't matter what language they're what they speak or what culture they're in. We're all connected through music, and that's why we were able to tour and connect with so many people. Now with like these, like, you know, connecting with different NFT groups in different countries, and being able to connect this through Aokiverse, it like is another way to sync up again. So it's just, there's just so many layers here that, and it's just super exciting, like as I was saying. And I mean, first of all, I just want to like thank everyone for, first of all, just, you know, from the even the very first drop, you know, like how inviting, welcoming, excited, passionately excited everyone was about the first drop. And you know, until now, it's just, I feel like the same kind of passion, energy, if not more. So yeah, just start off there.
I love all that, Steve. It's really cool to hear your passion. I mean, you're always passionate about what you do, but it's really good to hear you explain what you're trying to build. Definitely down for the Playhouse in the metaverse. Though, gotta finally one day come to the physical verse one, and
Oh,
so it's.
the physical verse one is out of control, insane.
I heard. I hear the stories. I hear it every time on my spaces with Steve. He's like, "Yo, we do this crazy shit, blah blah blah." I'm just never in Vegas at the same time as Steve, but and also
Farouk, we're definitely gonna do an ice bath, 5 minutes minimum.
that would be my first one ever. I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Wow, that would be amazing.
But Farouk,
an
if you
ice
don't
bath
make it,
with
if
some
you don't
Wim
make
Hof
it five
breathing.
minutes,
I
you
meant
gotta give
GMI.
up.
I see Steve's. Y'all need to follow Steve on IG. Like this guy, dude. How long can you sit in an ice bath?
See, that's the other thing too. It's like a lot of the IRL stuff, it might be a little bit too intense for people. Whereas like in the meta, it's a different kind of experience, not as much shock to the system. But this is why I love, like during COVID, I really tested the body, and like biohacking is actually, if I could put that under one of my titles, is definitely one of them. But it is a true biohack for sure. And it's absolutely, I don't want to get too deep into it, but I mean, the wonders it does to your brain is way more exciting than what it does to your muscles and your, you know, your skin and all the things that people do when you think about doing it, because you're you know, athletes do it. But I do it really all for my mind, you know, for my mindset, how I think about life, um, you know, and this, like, what is reprogramming in my brain. This is incredible stuff.
Do you
That's cool, bro.
eventually
Oh, yeah, I know
stop
you're big
feeling
on.
cold? Like,
Yes, yeah, that's the other thing too. Is that
Yeah,
there
because
is
you're
a
dead.
point where your
no, I
heart
mean like
regulates
once.
back to normal, and it's kind of strange. It is kind of strange. After a few minutes, you start feeling warm, because I can't understand the science behind it, but um, yeah, I mean, you just have to break
Yeah.
through the first minute and a half. I mean, like we don't need to get
No.
too deep with the ice bath challenge, but
Steve is very serious, y'all, with his experiences, y'all. He doesn't joke around. When Steve says utility and this experience, I mean, if you do crazy shit in the physical verse, I don't even want to imagine what's coming in the metaverse. It's probably really fun. I like when you guys talk to everything you're building as a passport. I don't know how far I'm allowed to go here. Matt can stop me there. I don't know if you want to touch to that. I know Steve used the word passport,
Why
but
not? Why not?
why
Let's go
not?
for it.
Okay, cool. So what do you mean? Because we have a certain way to go about our member passes as a passport, blah blah. But I'm really curious to hear what you mean by that, because it's a really interesting concept in the space, and you're probably the first one in your kind to do that.
Matt,
Is
would
Matt
you want to
again?
explain it? You're like, Matt's more dry.
Yeah, but I think he got rugged.
I'll read the
Yeah,
instruction
why
manual.
don't you start it out? I can kind of like expound on it.
I'll read the instruction manual and see if you can add the color. Um, so the passport is literally your ticket to everything you do in the Aokiverse. But without getting too far into the details of what it is, because we want there to be some surprise, um, it'll be dynamic. We're calling it the NFT that grows with you. Imagine an NFT that tracks everything that you do in the Aokiverse and credits you and rewards you, and you can flex with it. If you buy a ticket, if you join Discord, if you go to a show, anything you can think of that can be tracked online or on chain will be able to update your passport, and you'll be able to actually interact with your passport. For example, selecting the PFP from your wallet that you want to show on your passport. The NFT itself will be updated, and everyone on OpenSea will see your passport with your chosen PFP. And there's a bunch more stuff like that, but essentially we'll be stamping your passport. So like the way I always describe it, and I was telling Farouk this earlier, is like I have tickets to shows and movies I went to from like 1995 till 2005. After that, best I can hope for is an email confirmation or a QR code or something. You know, you'll finally have something to show and be able to sort of flex all the things you've done. And again, we're building this functionality. You know, it's being made for the Aokiverse, but ultimately it'll be for communities in general.
I like that.
Steve,
Yeah,
I
can add to that. So
now the color, baby.
Not yeah. Let's get. I got my crayons out. No, but I mean, when we first went into this, it really brings you back to like why am I a collector? Like I have ticket stubs, I have flyers, I have all the things that I did in my scrapbooks, things that were really important to me. But also I have ticket stubs and things that I bought because I'm a collector, because I'm obsessed with certain people or certain moments in time that I wasn't there, but I wanted to own it. And it's like anyone that feels that way, they can understand that. If you have a scrapbook of memories, or like for me, like like I've said this before, but like I just recently bought a Shohei Ohtani baseball ticket stub, where he hit his first home run. I'm like a massive Ohtani fan, a Japanese goat, you know, like, or like I have like, you know, certain things that like from Bruce Lee that he did, like that I'm like, oh shit, like I have these moments of pieces of history. But yeah, little things like that. It's like it would be amazing if those things were on chain and you can keep them together in one, you know, in one document, in one passport, something that you could share with and show. I have on my Instagram, I made a special Instagram just for cards called Aoki's Card House, where I just show off the cards that I'm like flexing, like, yo, I got this really cool card that's so rare, whatever. I'm so excited to share with the community that cares about that. Now, other people might not care about it, but I don't really care because I'm really showing it to the people that do care. And it's the same thing. That's why we have our Discord chats and communities that we get so excited to share off, you know, different PFPs or different NFTs that we're getting. I think it's like the same kind of mode of thinking, but it's really exciting to have something that can actually document and chain everything that you're doing, you're participating in, and grow it and keep, you know, building on it. And you know, we'll eventually get to the point where it does do this you know, play to get, or I forgot the term, but like where you just micro level in your tiers. Go ahead, Matt.
You know, I think play to earn is the term you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. So like we're trying to think of different ways how we can have that play to earn feel, where you're just, you know, let's say there's like, you know, you do 20 shows, you can micro level up, or, you know, there's different things that we're building into the passport. So you're constantly up, like, you know, leveling your passport up and adding your, you know, participation or you know, all that fun stuff that
it's
we're
just stamped,
talking about.
right? It'll be stamped. And so what's cool with that, Steve, is you can go as far as we like to call it here, participate to earn a rug radio. And I think that's what you're gonna get into, is that people have this thing. Now I'm brainstorming, but confirm with me, man, if down the line that's possible. But it's like people can come to your show, and then let's say you're playing hackathon or whatever, and anyone who was, you know, sort of was there, whatever, there's ways for you to even, like, maybe you throw a party, airdrop something to your holders that are there. There's just so much you can do,
exactly,
like with that.
Well, even that, like Steve said, made an interesting point about how he has an Instagram account just for his cards, right? But he doesn't really own that. Mark Zuckerberg owns that, right? He owns the data, he owns the photos.
Yeah,
I say
100%.
he, but you know, like, right? In this world, you own everything, and not only do you own all of your achievements and all of your stamps, etc., you own your membership. So like I always say to people, like, I might be like 1K on United or Global Services or Gold, whatever, but I can't give it to you. I can't sell it to Farouk. Farouk can't use my rewards. In this ecosystem, you can. It's all on chain and it's all owned by you. You can level this thing up and then sell it and buy a new one. You can have 3 memberships and level them up individually. You can keep them forever and ever and ever. It's completely yours to decide what you want to do with. It's the whole purpose of Web3. It's complete like identity ownership, and a way to digitally flex, show off, or just memorialize what you've done, and then decide if you want to keep it, if you want to burn it, if you want to sell it. It's complete and utter ownership of all your data, and hopefully this will be possible for everyone in the very near future.
You
This
can do
isn't meant
so
to be
much.
limited to Aokiverse.
You can do so much. I mean, you're already doing a bunch of stuff. So back to the Aokiverse specifically, because we could go on about ideas that you can implement. What's important for people to understand, and they're getting it with us a little bit slowly, and they will with you as soon as you launch, is anyone who's focused right now on building this whatever you want to call it, you call it multiverse, everything, but just your own universe, your own ecosystem, and everybody has their membership. It's endless. The possibilities are endless. So what I like what you're doing, Steve, is it's like, okay, I'm Steve Aoki. I'm already doing all of that. I've already had a track record with what I've done. Well, now I can just bring in more rewards, more collaborations, more things to my people, my holders, because I'm Steve Aoki. So you have this different level of access. And that's what people sometimes don't see, but I think it's inspiring for other people who have a following. So it's not just come here, drop an NFT and go. It's drop your NFT, stick around, and then involve the people in what you do because they want to, right? Your holders are, most of them, I'm sure, are your fans, right? They want to come to your show. So now you can reward them from even come to that. So very, very Web3, Steve. But so
yeah, it's like the way I see it, it's like we're continuing this party, and as we move forward, the party just keeps growing because we're all whatever. Yeah, the access that I'm getting as me and my team are getting a particular kind of access. One of the main things that we're asking is hey, I want all the members in the Aokiverse to be involved at some level. How can we do that? And that's what we've been doing with all the partners in the real world. A lot in the real world actually. Moving forward, in the past 6 months to now to moving forward, it's we want to be able to figure out what we could do to continue this party, keep growing it, keep one thing that I was talking with Naveen about is he worded it correct, the best way. It's delight. What did you say, Naveen? Forgot. I think it's
surprise and delight.
Surprise and delight. Yes.
Surprise and delight. Okay,
surprise
Naveen,
and delight. You. Because the thing is I do look at this all very similar to a DJ set. I said this before, is you want to do exactly that. You want to give people what they have this expectation of. I'm a music artist, so of course there's going to be levels of that kind of component. But I also want a surprise. I want to give something that they wouldn't ordinarily think that they would get, and that's where having all these various partners and friends and groups that have different processes of what that experience should look like, or what kind of offering that they can jump into, making it a true multiverse, making it this surprise and delight, fun, engaging, entertaining, experiential, evolving membership that's just going to grow far bigger than that. So yeah, this is awesome, and it's once again, it's exciting.
Can I ask you a bit?
Hell yeah.
Can I ask you a bit random question? What was the biggest lesson you learned within this year because of NFT space? Life lesson.
Well, I'm a FOMO guy. I've swept many floors.
Bro, you go hard, bro.
I go in hard.
You never buying ones or threes. You buying fucking 20s and 30s, bro. Shit.
I learned a lesson. So basically, yes, one of the lessons I learned, and I pivoted very hard. So I bought one CryptoPunk, and then I listed it for a number I thought would never sell, and it sold 21 days later. and I was really sad because it was the only one I had. And I'm like, I don't have any more CryptoPunks. This sucks. So the lesson I learned at that moment was never buy one. No matter what I do, I cannot buy one. And so at that time, I bought 4 Bored Apes when the floor was 6 ETH. So that was a great lesson on the Bored Ape strategy, right? And that, we know where Bored Apes are now. So obviously, I kept on buying that. But on other projects, when it was affordable and I really believed in it, I went in. And some projects, yes, I did buy 20, 30. And I still do that. And I'm getting hit pretty hard because this is a very volatile floor. It moves, as we all see it. We see it. We all of us know how volatile floors can get. But once I realized that, the longer you stay in it, and if these projects are long term and you see a sustainable future and the founders, and here's the other thing I learned is that just because the art is really pretty doesn't mean that it's going to last. Okay, because art can be like, oh my god, this thing's so cool, I got to go in hard. I need to stop myself still, even though I know that could be a problem, because I need to know who the people are. How invested are they? What, I don't necessarily know how rich the roadmap is or what's going to happen. As long as I know that they're really in it for the long term. If they have a pretty serious investment into NFTs and they're flexing and showing off and being like, yo, this is I'm excited. It's a small enough space to know who those people are. Farouk, if I need any help on something, I'll hit up Farouk. I'll hit up Justin. I'll hit up Naveen. I'll hit up, Fuck Render. I'll hit up there's a group of people that are out there that know these are real collectors. That means a lot to me. And then if they're real collectors and their art is stunning and I love it and I believe in what they're doing, then yeah, I'm going to go in. But still do ape in without looking. Still don't learn my lesson.
Sometimes, you live a lifestyle where you're always on the go. Guys, Steve will call me on a fucking plane when he needs to tell me something. 9 times out of 10, he's like, yo, I'm on this plane, but yeah, you, and this and that. And he's just on it. But you're always on the fly. So you get, it's almost like you have no choice but to just go ahead and ape in and then check it out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I still do it. I aped in super hard on creeps. And the floor just dropped off a cliff after I got in, and that's just how it is. And there's other projects where I aped in, and I met with their founders, and I had dinner with them, and I understood where they're at, and I love what they're doing. And the floor dropped, and I still believe in the project, and I still feel like there's a long run because talking with them, they're not in it for the quick cash grab and jump out, So I think it's you have to go behind the pretty JPEG. I think that's what's important for me. I have to tell myself this all the time too.
My favorite story is really even pre NFTs. A friend of both Steve and mine, and a client of Matt's, RAC, was one of the first musicians to really start experimenting with ETH based products, even pre NFT world. And I'll never forget, ETH dropped to $88 at one point, and he still didn't sell. He's like, I'm not selling until 3,000. And of course, I still have that text message, which is really funny. But these things are volatile and it is experimental. The one thing that you can typically make a good judgment on is a team. And with Steve, just to throw this back at Steve, I mean, Steve has a ginormous, incredible team working to bring value to his community and actively doing so. I mean, Matt, who's on stage, Matt and I have had many 11:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. conversations about different types of utility and functionality, and I'm sure he's done the same with the Manifold team. And so, Steve is an example of a team, a person and a team to bet on, right? Because they've kind of built a lot of this stuff and really cared about the community from the get-go.
By the way, I bet every single person on the stage has had that call from 11:30 to 12:30. But I need to go to bed, but this is an interesting conversation. NFTs will do that to you.
Matt, I feel like that's the time you thrive.
That's when the emails stop coming in.
At 2 a.m. my time. And because that's when the kids are asleep. But
honestly, yeah.
you know, speaking of RAC, I mean, what a thread yesterday. Just gotta give him his flowers. And everyone should. You have to bookmark that, read that thread that RAC wrote.
You should pin that for now. So
Yeah,
we'll see
what
it.
a thread about
Yeah, it was
NFTs.
a fantastic thread.
We have 1,000 people in here. You should definitely check it out. By the way, you know, shout out to all 1,000 people in here. We're chatting with Steve and the fam up here about the AOKIVERSE and just having a great time here chatting about new projects. So here's actually the thread here. I pinned it has like 8,000 likes. I'm happy. It pretty much like he literally just explains NFTs. So for anyone that doesn't believe in NFTs or has questions, or you can just send them that thread straight up. I think that's the case. Speaking of hoarders and collectors and apes and people who go hard, we have GM Render on stage. What up, Fred?
Yo,
The
dude,
degen of degens.
that's my status now, right? Like,
It's I mean you're the king degen.
yeah, fuck.
7 years plant based, bro.
Dude. Yeah, I need to stop. Like, I need to. I mean, no, I don't need to stop because it's going well. But like, sometimes I buy shit. Just like,
Okay, no.
Sorry.
I mean, it's like honestly, it's all luck at this point. I've been doing some like stupid shit, and I just ended up being lucky, I think.
I mean, this is like really similar to a lot of the behavior that was happening in 2017, where people were betting on white papers. You know, the roadmap is the new white paper back in the ICO days. And then you kind of have two categories of projects, or maybe three. Like there's the blatant outright scams that you probably want to stay away from. Then there's like people that make promises that they can't deliver upon. And then there are people that continuously work to improve the community. And like sometimes you just want to buy the art and you don't really care about a roadmap. But at least for me, um, I care a lot more about collecting art than I do PFPs. And I don't think I've ever sold any of my art. I haven't sold any of my fuck render pieces. I haven't sold any of my Aoki pieces, and I certainly don't plan on it.
Dude,
Can I just say, roadmaps are so much more fun to read than white papers. Pretty pictures and
Yeah, fuck that.
PowerPoints.
Just show me something short, sweet that you're gonna make happen, and then update it like every 2 weeks if you have to. But
dude,
don't also go too deep.
talking about roadmaps, we literally just finished ours for Lucidia, and it looks fucking
It's like
insane.
40 pages, y'all.
No,
Just
no,
kidding.
literally, it's literally like one page, super fucking simple. We're gonna release a white paper because like some fucking geeks likes to read. I hate reading, so I don't read white papers. But yeah, I'm excited. We just cleaned it today, and it looks fucking sick.
I used to send white papers to RAC. Like, tell me what you think.
What is this? Yeah, what does this thing mean? And then like now
100%. You think I'm not even joking? I would just get one. Like, does this look good? I don't want to read 17 pages.
I love that. And so, I mean, back to Aokiverse. Not that that's what we're here for in the first place. I mean, I think we touched on a lot of stuff, but in the immediate, Matt or Steve, like, what's the next steps? Like the really short term step, like the 3 next days, 4 next days. Like, what's going on?
You want me to take that, Steve?
Yeah, you're good at just staying straight and narrow with what needs to be told. So go for it, please.
So right out the gate, you see it on our roadmap. We said we have the 28th as the day that the passports will be like usable. Steve Aoki shows pretty much every Steve Aoki performance around the world, and Steve is Guinness Book of World Records most traveled musician in the calendar year. So I promise you, if you buy an Aoki NFT, there will be a show in your town at some point this year. But right out the gate, when they become active, you'll be able to get tickets to see shows. Very, very, very soon, you will have pre-sale access to Steve Aoki projects that are coming up, as well as other projects that are coming up. And we are immediately integrating Dimmac Collection, which is Steve's clothing company, and they have drops every 2 weeks that are always iconic IP collabs. So I don't know, Steve, you can probably tell me what are some of the big collabs we've been doing on Dimmac
Yeah,
Collection?
we've done a lot of anime IPs, a lot of cult like classic IPs, like The Matrix to not what fuck. The Gremlins. Yeah, I was like, fuck, I cannot forget that one. To like Dragon Ball, to like
Powerpuff
any
Girls,
anime,
Hello
like
Kitty.
Attack on Titan, Naruto. But if you're a fan of anime, streetwear, and like culty IPs. That's what we do. Like we have like pretty much every week is a new drop. Cowboy Bebop, the OG Cowboy Bebop. We're just dropping that. The Gundam, Godzilla. Gundam's coming out pretty soon. If you love like the Japanese mech robot kind of stuff, it's like interesting when you go to like some of the art and animation from just like the stuff that we're dropping. It makes me realize, like, oh my god, this is obvious. Like it's just like this is needs to be an NFT. But and we're also going to be doing exclusive collabs with our friends and partners. So there'll be like dim mock drops with I don't want to say who, but I definitely could say I'm sure we're going to do something with Farouk for sure.
Oh, okay.
I
Let's
haven't even
go.
told Farouk that yet.
Dim Mak
Hold on,
Collection
I
Rose.
did not know that.
I know Farouk didn't know that, but
Yo, Rock Radio holders, that's bullish, y'all. That's bullish. Shit.
I'm gonna draw like a picture of Farouk, doing his thing, and then we're gonna make a t-shirt of it. So,
I mean,
You
Steve,
know what?
yeah.
If you
Steve,
can,
we might have to do a little like Dimac Royal Vikings thing at
Oh,
some
yo,
yes.
that
point
could
in
be
the
fire.
future.
You know what
My
I need to
first,
do,
That's
Steve?
OG.
I
I
signed
need
Yeah,
one of my first records ever to Steve. He was one of the first
that's
DJs to believe
so
in me,
dope.
and it was
yeah.
called
Well,
Vikings, and it was awesome.
it's a banger. It's something that if you hear it at Ultra, you're like you're gonna be like
I mean,
you're
did you
gonna
get
be
play
mosh
at
pitting.
Marquee that one day, like one night that we randomly came with Justin, and then I ended up witnessing Justin and Steve just mixing. Remember in New York, and then I think you guys played your song that you had together.
Oh, that was Jenny. That was Jenny. That
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
Oh,
that was something newer. But I like
yeah.
back in the day, like I knew I was obviously a
damn.
big fan of Steve's stuff, and one of my first records ever, I actually signed to his record label, which is Dimac, which was called
Wow.
Vikings.
Yeah, and that track
How
That's
old
is
were you?
still like a surefire banger. Yeah, it's just an incredible record. But yeah, I mean, obviously, all these things, like especially because we're already so in the middle in the NFT space, we're going to be doing really cool. Like, I mean, the Nyan Cat Aoki uh, jackets that we did for the NFT, that was a really great drop. So we're definitely doing some like high end fashion items and merch items. So like there's going to be a lot of interplay in the space.
So if anyone saw the Nyan Cat collab we did, where you bought an
That was
NFT and then
cool.
you were able to
Very
redeem
cool.
it for a varsity jacket, the way that all worked with the token gating and ended in Shopify, that was meant to be a hint as to what's to come. So look at our partners, look at our collabs, look at Dimac Collection. You get a sense of like some of the cool stuff that's coming. And I should actually mention one of the. I don't know if he's still here. I'm not sure if Naveen is still on. Well, Naveen's still here. That actually has already been announced. Naveen, you want to? I don't know if you remember a little bit of what we're gonna gift to some of the collectors.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do some dope cake music yachts for collectors who participate at a certain tier in the Aokiverse. So Steve has this iconic yacht, which is cake music, and
You might want to explain what a yacht is for those that don't know.
Sure. So a yacht is a self-sovereign identity that is comprised entirely of strings of emojis instead of alphanumeric characters. So the basic idea is there's 4.6 billion internet connected people on the planet, and there's really only two universal languages if you think about it. One is numbers, and the other is emojis. And people fucking love emojis. 90% of online
Emoji.
internet.
Really?
Yeah, seriously. I know you love emojis. 90% of online internet users use emojis every single day of their lives. They're more popular than pretty much anything else. And so the idea was, gosh, if you could create an identity where you could express yourself using entirely emojis, it's just really fucking beautiful and super self-expressive. Unlike, being called, Naveen156 on Twitter or whatever bullshit you could register now. You could be fucking Fire Dragon, or if you're Steve, Cake Music. Or if you're Justin, you could be music note, music note. Or if you're me, you could be radioactive robotic scorpion. And that's just dope as fuck. And that's basically what a yacht is. And you should be able to
radioactive robotic scorpion.
That's right. And ultimately the goal is for you to be able to use your yacht in all the ways you want to use an online identity. So think about in the future sending and receiving money, sending and receiving messages, your home on the web, authentication, like all the ways you want to be able to use an identity over time. That's how you'll be able to use your yachts.
Farouk, don't forget to wire all your money to radioactive Scorpion King over there.
It's radioactive Scorpion King Club. Sounds like a 10K rug project.
I know.
So 10,000 Scorpion rug radioactive Mayans or whatever the name was, Kings, and like Super Saiyans, and like it's just but yeah, that's fire. Steve, you know what? The ultimate collab is me just jumping on stage and emceeing your fucking party. You know what I mean? Like we just go stupid, and like some NFT party.
I know. I obviously I learned that when when you were like, I just like felt like someone yelling behind me in the DJ booth when I was playing Silhouette. I turn around and you're just fucking going off,
flying.
man. I loved it.
I was jumping in the air so high, bro. Oh my god!
I think about you. I can't help it. I think about you every single time I play. I'm like, where's Farouk? I need him here. I need that that energy, that like relentless energy, jumping around and singing along. It's
man. Oh damn! I mean, your video team's made a video. I need to post that. That's so good. Oh man, that is pretty fun. But yeah, so Matt, I mean, you would know, but I think we touched on like a bunch of the stuff Steve is up to with the Aokiverse, and you guys are doing. I don't know if I missed anything. I want to make sure I didn't, but I don't think I did.
Maybe we should go like dates. So I think for people that are interested, Matt, can you like break down the dates? I know it's like, if for anyone that has any wants to get the information on the rewards, on the levels, that's already online. So definitely go on the website. It's aokiverse. What is it? XYZ?
Yeah, XYZ. Aokiverse.xyz. I went just before the space and I got my 4, Steve. So
yeah, okay, all right, great. And Matt, do you want to just quickly run through the dates?
Yeah. So between now and Friday, existing collectors are claiming their free credits, and then Saturday, Sunday, I believe Monday, all of our partner communities, so Doodles, anybody in the Invisible Friends Collective, so Slim Hoods and Mood Rollers,
Dead Fellas,
Dead Fellas,
shout out to the fellas.
Fuck Render, Rug Radio,
Fuck Render.
I've never heard of crystals.
If you have any of those NFTs in your wallet, you get access to the pre-sale. So that'll be Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and whatever is left over will then go to a public sale on Tuesday, the 15th.
It's Friday.
And then the 22nd, you'll be able to trade in your credits for Passport. That'll be the big reveal.
Question for you, Matt. If I own a fella and a crystal, of course, that goes without saying. A fuck crystal, right? Sorry, fuck. Let's just show me one needs to say that. And then, but let's say I own a couple. Do I get multiple or is it one?
It doesn't really matter. There's a bit of alpha for you. As long as you have any of those in your wallet, you get access to the pre-sale. The transaction limit is relatively high at about 20. Not 20. How many you can buy per transaction is about 24, and you can do multiple transactions. Yeah, and part of the reason is we're not selling ERC 721s where like each one's a 1-of-1. The goal is for people to want to get as many credits as they need to get the tier that they want, and the tiers they're in multiples of 4, so 1, 4, 16, 64, 256 or something like that. Yeah, that's right. But you'll see that again, AOKiverse.xyz. You'll see the different tiers. The rewards are being updated as we speak. All that information online.
I love that.
Bumped.
Arena.
Yeah.
I'm just vibing.
No, I love that. I love that, and I love all of. I mean, I like everything. y'all. I mean, I'm just happy you guys are like just doing things like that. I think a lot of people will learn. Obviously, every time you're on Spaces, like a lot of your peers, that people in your space are listening. So I think it's cool that you're paving the way and showing them how it's done. And I think a lot of people will learn how to just build something around their following. I guess. I mean, you're tokenizing everything, right? Like pretty much everything. That's
Yeah, and
it's Steve Aoki.
it's just not that we're tokenizing it. Like we are building the tools for others to do the same.
I love that. That's so well said, by the way, Matt. We're building tools for others. That's
Yo,
We
beautiful.
literally are.
friends, I'm gonna dip out. Thanks for having me. And yes, I totally agree with Matt. He's kind of setting Matt and Steve are setting up this like template that all other artists will follow. That like this is how you actually utilize the technology that we've all been really excited about. And I'm just honored to be your friend and honored to participate. It's going to be exciting. And Steve, I think I'm going to see you on Thursday in LA.
Yes, yeah. I'll see you Thursday. That's gonna be fun. Yeah,
Hell yeah,
definitely.
dude.
So let's fucking party. Let's do
Love
it.
you guys.
Yeah,
Love
love
you
you
guys.
too, Justin. Love you too.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the point. At the end of the day, it's not about like holding everything to yourself. It's like this world, we're trying to expand it. We want to be as inclusive as possible. The more people that enter our space, the bigger the party is, the more fun it is, the more engaging it is, the more entertaining, the more ideas, the more innovation, the more. And if it works for us, it's going to work for so many other people. So it's just you want, it's just like how I think about like the iPhone, the evolution of the iPhone. Like when you go from like a computer that was the size of a room, only 12 different universities had, it cost like $250,000 each or whatever. And then like you get to the point where you made the technology so affordable and so mobile that everyone in the world has it. The more people that can engage with it, the more people can use it. It's just a bigger ecosystem in general. So yeah, let's aim for the stars and let's go.
Sharing is caring at the end of the day. Sharing is caring.
Hell yeah, Arena. I need you on stage more, Arena.
I know. Good energy, good vibes.
Oh, yeah. So I want to be yes. So I don't know. I want to be mindful of your time, but I know I brought Will up. Will, I don't know if you had a question for Aoki what they're building. I know you texted me in the background. I was like, let me just get him up here if you have something to say with Steve.
Oh man, I just was saying that it was really inspiring to hear you saying that. Just uplifting to see people with with such a voice and man, like a cultural imprint. I mean, it's just cool to hear you talking about really uplifting things, man. So I was just texting Farouk being like, Aoki's the fucking man. But yeah, dude, I didn't have anything particular. I appreciate being brought up. I'll just, second everything you just said. That was powerful stuff, and it's needed in this world now more than ever. We gotta. I think it was the 5%ers who said you either build or destroy, and it's really beautiful to see Steve Aoki fucking building. You're a musician, but you're also a pioneer, man. It's really, really dope to hear.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, it's like we said this before, especially in the first drop. There's so much magic in rooms like this, and there's so much there's a lot of growth that's happening in rooms like this, and I feel like a kid again. I feel like the same kid like that was hanging out with my 10 friends, trying to start a band and try to write a zine, and we did this not for making money at the door, but because we've just fucking loved what we're doing. We loved contributing to a community that we absolutely passionately was our lifestyle. Like I dressed like them. I was vegetarian because all my friends were. I listened. We listened to the same kind of music, and we just did everything together and had this little click. And it was just like those kinds of feelings where you find a community that gives you that kind of identity where you're just so proud and so excited to contribute and be a part of something, to grow it, to advance it, to evolve it. It's never like that same idea just never left. And it's like definitely feeling that same way here.
We're so lucky to have it. Feeling so blessed as an artist myself. I felt like so lonely in traditional art world, and whenever I discovered NFTs and how just community is all together, I'm so grateful.
Straight up, we were talking about that in the community, the first Rug Radio health, wealth, and will episode. We were literally talking about that exact ethos of like, just sticking together and these trying times and just doing the art because we love it. And like, if you're doing it because you need money too, the money will come as long as, you're doing it because you love it. We got to really encourage everyone to, y'all, you get one life. You know what I mean? Really think like deeply about what you actually want and pursue it, because you could end up being the next Steve Aoki, It's you could end up being the next Farouk, or you could end up the next whoever you want to be. It's just
I'm
being
I'm
yourself
just
authentically.
Aoki of the spaces. Okay. You know what's funny? In Vegas, when I came to see a hackathon, Steve, we got here before you, and we obviously, and thank you, put us on the allow list for the backstage. It's like the OG allow list. There were the fucking concert stuff. That's the OG. They take their
That's
grind
so
from there.
true, man. That's so true.
If you were good, like VIP guest list grinder in Web 2, just or Web 1 or whatever the fuck, you just come right into Web 3, because right now is your fucking chat. Shit, But like, I was passing by, I have the long hair, but I look nothing like you, but I have the long hair. And so this guy, he was like obviously drunk or something. He goes, "Hey!" And I look back at him and I point at him and I go, "What up?" And his eyes were shining. He thought Steve Aoki said hi to him. You had to see the fucking guy. I mean, he had the biggest smile on his face. It's like, it was so funny. Oh, man. I started dying of laughing.
We are twins.
And then you arrived.
We are like, we're definitely like soul twins for sure. Like besides the facial and like long hair, we have like I find so many of my like same like feelings in life and attitude on life with you. And then we like I'm the Asian you and you're like, so it's cool.
I love that. I love that. Oh, you know what? So you know what? You need an MFer. These motherfuckers, like my avatar right now, they look just like us. Like,
yeah, I know. I know. Except I don't smoke a cigarette, but it's all good.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's a joint for me. But yeah. But honestly, like, it's been so fun having you again. By the way, like, this whole like conversation was recorded and stuff, so I'm gonna share it right after this, and it's recorded right on Twitter, so people can just press play and see the screen pop up and listen to it.
That's awesome. That's
yeah, I
so
know you
awesome.
guys were asking me that. This was a really cool session, Steve. Like, it's really like every time I host, and I say that honestly, I think it's the honest 9th or 10th, maybe 11th time, honestly. And so, but it's every time you guys just level up, and so it's really, really cool. It's really, really cool to see y'all, thrive in the space and keep growing. And thank you for what you do, and, keep onboarding more people. That's very important. So it's on AOKiverse.xyz. People could check it out. You have time. The name of the projects that are the list spot, it's just at the bottom of the website. So if you didn't catch them here, also, there's a lot, so I'm sure we didn't tell them all. Just go to the bottom, check it out. Chances are you're already on the pre-sale, which is tomorrow, right? Tomorrow, right? I didn't get that wrong.
Nope, pre-sale is Saturday.
Saturday. Totally got that wrong. Oh, we're just Monday. Sorry, I don't have the days anymore. So you tell me Saturday, Matt? Like, shit. Like, I don't even know what that means. So I can't believe we're Monday. Holy shit. So
should I give it to you in UTC?
Oh my God, we're Monday. I don't get it. Yeah.
There are no days in Metaverse.
Yeah, for real. And so yes, definitely check it out Saturday. And in the meantime, we'll share all this information and whatnot. And thank you all for coming. I think Henry, I think you could like see us out. You also have an Aoki story, but I think Aoki, Steve, you bought his cool mans or something, and you like swept all his.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah, Steve, what happened was I don't sell anything. I'm like the dumbest hodler because I'll hold stuff till it goes to zero. But I was like, I have like way too many cool mans. I love them. I want to upgrade to like a better one. I'm going to sell my least exciting ones, but I still loved how they looked. I put them up, and like 3 minutes later, it's like all three of my items were sold to you. And I was like, did I just make a massive mistake? If Steve's buying this, maybe he knows something that I don't know. But anyway, it's like the little red bow tie guy.
Stuff. Of course.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So basically, I'm going to buy back in. But yeah. So yeah.
By
He's
the way,
like sitting there. I know something you don't.
I
I know something that you never will.
Yo, before Henry sees us out, he's gonna play us some tunes to see us out.
I need to sample Arita's I know something you don't. I love that.
Arita, make it happen.
Let's go.
So good. That was so good. Especially when you want if you want to get back at something, like, I know something you don't. I want to sample that. Just like
wait, are you saying
We can
that
do that.
Arita's gonna be sampled in a song of yours? Because that could be a cool thing.
Well, I mean, Farouk, you record us. You never know what I could be sampling here.
Yo, imagine you should sample a Twitter space. That would be crazy.
That would be great.
Hey, I'll say it this much. This is a very, very important, pivotal Twitter space for me. Really, really important. So, who knows what's gonna happen?
Let's go.
I know something
Let's
you
go.
don't.
I know something that you never will.
Whoa, that's the one up. That's the one up. Damn.
Oh my god. Well, it's recorded, so you can record the sampling, and that'll be fun. Just one note, because I can only schedule one Twitter space at a time, which kind of sucks. But tomorrow at 4:20 Pacific Standard Time, we'll be hosting Seth Green for his birthday and his drop. So I know that's one of your homies, Steve.
Oh,
and last
hell
time
yeah.
I hosted you was
Love
with
Seth.
him for your drop with him. So
yes.
Excited to
yes. That's gonna be awesome.
Tomorrow. Yeah, should be fun. And it's his birthday. And it's 4:20, so roll something up if you want. And
well,
that's
it's perfect. You're already lit. You're already lit in your photo, so you're good.
Yeah, exactly. And totally lit during your spaces, always. And so, that's how we go with you. We bring the color. But, thank you so much, Steve, as usual. Matt and everybody on stage. Appreciate y'all. And Harry, why don't you see us out?
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen.